A night train from Bangkok to Chiang Mai, sometime around 2 in the morning. The car was mostly asleep. Blue overhead lights, the kind that make everything look like an old photograph. I was in a window seat trying to read, but the rocking made the words swim. Across from me sat a man I would guess was in his early 70s. Weathered face, deep lines around the eyes, hands that looked like they had been used for decades. German accent when he spoke. He had a small notebook on the fold-down table and a pen. No phone. He looked up and asked where I was headed. I started listing places. Temples in Chiang Mai. A night market. A waterfall outside the city. Maybe a cooking class. He listened, nodded, and then said something quiet that I have not stopped thinking about since. He said, "You are not traveling. You are collecting pictures." I did not know what to say. He was not being rude. His tone was gentle. And sitting there in the dark of that train car, I realized he was right. I had a list of locations. I had an itinerary optimized for maximum coverage. I was going to Chiang Mai the way I would debug a system. Inputs, outputs, checkpoints, but I was not going there to experience it. I was going there to prove I had been there. He told me he had visited 86 countries. He stopped counting years ago. He said new places do not change you if you stay the same person in every one of them. People take photos at sunset but cannot remember what the air smelled like. They check the box and move to the next destination. He called it horizontal travel, covering distance, going wide. He said most people never try the other kind. I asked what the other kind was. He opened his notebook. No lists of countries, no maps, no dates, just short lines in small handwriting. A conversation in a cafe in Lisbon. A boy who handed me a... He said, "I collect moments, not places. And the difference between a moment and a place is whether you were paying attention when it happened." He told me about Iceland. He spent 3 days in a small fishing town on the west coast. Did not visit the Golden Circle, did not see the Northern Lights, did not drive the ring road. He sat in a cafe, talked to a fisherman, drank coffee in the snow, and listened to the way the wind changed the sound of doors. 3 days, one town, 0 tourist attractions. He said it was one of the best trips of his life. Not because the town was special, because he was present in it. He said most travelers arrive at a place and immediately start looking for the next thing, the next landmark, the next restaurant, the next photo opportunity. They are in the place, but their attention is already somewhere else. He said the fisherman told him things about the ocean that no guidebook had. Because the German sat there long enough for the man to stop giving tourist answers and start giving real ones. There is a word in travel writing that gets used constantly: authentic. Everyone wants the authentic experience, the real thing, not the tourist version. But authenticity is not a place you find. It is a speed you travel at. When you rush through a city hitting landmarks, every interaction is transactional. The cafe is a stop, not a place. The market is a photo opportunity, not a conversation. The temple is a checkbox. Slow down enough and the same city transforms. The cafe becomes a place where you learn the owner's name. The market becomes a place where someone tells you which fruit is in season and why. The temple becomes quiet enough that you can actually hear it. I thought about this for a long time after that train ride, and I realized it connects. In software, there is a difference between breadth-first search and depth-first search. Breadth-first covers as much ground as possible at a shallow level. Depth-first picks one path and follows it all the way down before moving on. Most travel is breadth-first. 7 countries in 14 days. Hit the highlights, get the photos, move on. Depth-first travel is different. 1 city, 1 week. No plan. See what happens. And what happens is usually more interesting than anything on the itinerary. After that conversation, I changed how I planned trips. Not immediately. It took a few more rushed vacations before the lesson landed fully. But gradually, I started leaving blank days in the schedule. Days with no agenda, no bookings, no destinations. Just a city and a willingness to be in it. Those blank days consistently became the best days. A conversation with a bartender in Tbilisi who explained how Georgian... An afternoon in a park in Buenos Aires watching old men play chess and understanding nothing about the game, but everything about the ritual. A rainy morning in a bookshop in Edinburgh where I spent 3 hours and bought nothing, and it was perfect. A late evening in Osaka where I sat at a counter in a tiny ramen shop, and the cook, without either of us speaking the other's language, showed me how he folds the noodles by hand. 8 minutes of watching someone do something they have done 10,000 times. No photo, no video, I just watched. And I remember it more clearly than any temple I have ever visited. The pattern became obvious. The moments I remember best are never the ones I planned. They are the ones that happened because I had nowhere to be. This month I have taken apart every system around travel. How the food works, how the cab works, how your body works, how hotels work, how Airbnb works, how packing works, all systems. But the thing that actually makes a trip matter is not a system. It is whether you were paying attention. The old German on the train figured that out decades before I did. And his advice was not really about travel. It was about the difference between moving and being somewhere. Between going through a place and letting the place go through you. I think about him sometimes. I never got his name. I never saw him again. That is the nature of conversations on trains. They happen in a pocket of time that does not connect to anything before or after. And maybe that is why they land so hard. No context, no follow-up, no social media exchange. Just two people in a moving room in the middle of the night, saying things they might not say anywhere else. That is month 1. Next month I am going deeper. The booking systems, the real money behind flights, But after this conversation, I think you will find that the mechanical stuff lands differently when you know why you are going in the first place.